welcome to yet another Star Trek podcast. We are the number 2 Star Trek podcast in all of the universe. What's the number 1? Well, let you decide that yourself. Majeed, why are you looking at me like that?
I just love it. I'm not trying to interrupt you with laughing. I just love it. Hi. I'm sorry. Continue. Sorry. Go ahead, please.
Well, everybody, you've heard Majeed's lovely voice. Let's hear Brad's lovely voice. Brad.
So you say number 2 in the universe. Now, is it universes, like multi-universes, or do we kind of drop down to like number 3 or 4, or do we even go up to number 1 at that point?
I think we're highly underrated.
I feel like I should refer you to the Marvel podcast.
Get some Kang and, have some fun with that.
I know who that is, but I don't know who that is because I am so far behind on my Marvel movies.
I'm not doing this with you. Not yet. No.
I'm not trying to trigger you. Like, I haven't seen any. I know that like he's supposed to be the next big bad, but I don't know anything about him, and I don't read the comics. So, like, I haven't seen a Marvel movie since like.
If you have to choose in the next few months about which Marvel movie to watch, I would strongly suggest you skip Ant-Man and just watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I watched Ant-Man the other day, and I was surprised with how much CG the entire movie is based around.
Yeah, to me, that's not just an Ant-Man movie, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Drew. Oh, it's so good. It just.
I probably will see that in the theater because I'm pretty sure my wife wants to see it. But we're talking. So I saw Spider-Man, the most recent Spider-Man.
Across the Spider-Verse.
I didn't see the most. What?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Is that the name of it?
That's the one that's coming out this week. Yeah.
No, he's not talking about that one.
Oh no! Wait. No Way Home. No Way Home.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry.
The live action one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I saw that. But prior to that, I think I'm going back as far as like before Black Widow.
I
got a lot of catching up to do.
We should get you out more.
Yeah. But if I get out more, I won't see those movies.
What you should do though is find a way to watch the movie on your commute home. be like projecting screen on like the corner of your windshield there, and nothing could possibly go wrong.
That's illegal.
It's funny you say that because the three of us shared a coworker. I think his name was Lyle, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that his real name, or are you doing the thing where we mess up the name just slightly so we don't get sued?
Who is to know? Anyway, Lyle had a very small car, one of those smart cars.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I'm caught up now. Okay.
All right. And I recall driving past him on the highway, and actually, let me rephrase that. I recall him driving past me on the highway because he was doing at least like 80 miles per hour. And there was an iPad taped to his steering wheel, and he was watching a movie while driving.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I did not know about that.
He drove like he had nothing to live for.
But in a smart car, like if you're in like a pickup or like a Humvee, like I get it. Cause like maybe you might bounce off the object that you're about to run into, but in a smart car, like you ain't making that one.
Yeah. I learned because of him that smart cars don't have spare tires.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild, right?
Is it because the tires are too small to fit on them that you have to buy a whole new car when
there's no space in the car? There's no space in the car to put the spare.
Oh, I thought you just had to buy a new one, a whole new car.
A whole new car?
It's like we can't fit a spare tire in here, so we're just not going to make them. So
once you get a flat, you need to just buy a new car.
Yeah.
I feel like that is like Apple's car model when they finally release their one.
Well,
What's that? You scratched the side? Well, you have to get a new car now.
well, Lyle did have an iPad on his steering wheel, so there you go.
My
Fair.
my face cheeks are already hurting from smiling and laughing so much with you guys. We're in for a long pod. Oh, we're in for a long pod.
Well, should I pivot into the episode or?
Well, I want to ask you a question before we start.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen each other on camera in a while. Do my arms look bigger since the last time that we talked? Like I've been trying.
I don't know.
No?
I think the camera takes away 10 pounds.
From my arms, just specifically my arms.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like the camera is above you, kind of looking downish, and your arms are behind you, and you're leaning forward a little.
All right, so hang on. What about now?
I mean, I guess they look bigger. I don't know.
Yay! Thank you.
I feel like your chest also looks bigger too.
My chesticles? Can I say chesticles?
I mean, technically, yes, you can make up words if you want.
Chesticles is a real term. It's a doctor-proof term. It's at least on Urban Dictionary.
Show me the doctor that refers to them.
It's Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Hey, everybody!
Me talking about my arms made me think of a way to respond to a meme on Twitter. Oh God, I've been loving Twitter recently. I got back into it. I'm sorry I took so long off of it. I need to get Brad on Twitter.
Yeah, you totally need to not get me on.
But you have a Twitter account, right, Brad?
I do, and I don't use it.
Give it to me. I'll use it for you.
I don't particularly feel like that will go well. I kind of feel like you may get me canceled.
I won't lie to you. I feel as if because it's not my Twitter account, I would say things that I wouldn't put on my own personal account.
So like what you're doing
so
with the
you
Star
know.
Trek pod.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, totally. I've said things on that podcast, on that Twitter page. But yeah.
Yes, on the podcast too, that if we release those tapes, you'll be in a lot of trouble.
Brad is accurate there.
Brad is going for the throat.
I know, I'm just trying to get demerit. This is technically the last episode for this season that we are recording.
That is correct. Yeah, we are wrapping up season 1 of Star Trek.
Yeah.
With season 1, episode 29, Operation Annihilate.
I feel like they had a missed opportunity. Operation Annihilation. Like that would have been perfect for the name. You know, the shun and the shun.
I don't get it.
Is that an Atlanta thing?
I don't like you guys anymore.
Why don't you come up here and do something about it?
Oh, maybe in Christmas. Who knows?
Oh, I'm busy that day.
So we're ready to get started on this flying raw chicken episode.
Brad, I'm tagging you in.
All right, gentlemen. So the crew of the Enterprise, they are following a path of destruction across the universe. They are going from planet to planet to identify a mysterious, devastating force, which is in truth not really a mysterious, devastating force. It's more of like flying chicken cutlet. Like, seriously, who in the prop department decided to just say, hey, I got some raw chicken. I'm going to slap some wings on it and then just push it on the wall. There you go. Chicken cutlet. That's literally the entire episode's bad guy. Sorry. I'm like, spoiler, folks. If you aren't actually watching this episode, well, chicken cutlet. So, yes, the crew of the Enterprise reached the planet of Deneva. Deneva, is that how it's pronounced, Drew?
I would go with Deneva.
Deneva?
Deneva.
Like Geneva?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Deneva.
Deneva.
Okay.
Deneva?
Deneva.
Deneva.
Deneva. Got it.
Deneva.
Okay. So they go to Deneva where Kirk's brother Sam is there. He's the the family guy, the fun what?
No accent.
Oh, I no. Okay.
No accent. Sorry,
So-
please. No
So
accent.
Is that worth a demerit?
No, it's not. It's worth him getting canceled.
Oh, this is how Brad
technically-
gets canceled with accents.
technically, I am Italian.
What?
So you guys know.
I thought you were Japanese.
That's offensive.
No, it's not. No, it's not. If people knew, you know what? Let's continue. I'm not gonna do this with you.
to avoid Majeed getting canceled, let's continue. So they go to this planet. Drew, how did we establish we were going to call it? Deneva. Deneva. Okay, so they go to Deneva. They beam down. It's the usual guys. It's the Kirk, the Spock, the McCoy, and then of course, as usual, the red shirts. Well, surprise, surprise, they get attacked by some crazed people. Oh, I forgot. They also encountered a spaceship in, near the sun that was like, oh my God, it's hot in here. And then I'm free. And then it blew up. That's a side note because that's actually important later down the story. So I apologize for my jumping around, folks. Bear with me.
I apologize for interrupting, Brad, but my cat has busted in this room twice now. He's literally rolling around belly up on the carpet next to me. And he's really pushing this door wide open to get in here.
So
I'm sorry.
is it my problem that you need better locks?
Oh
No, I that is a valid complaint. Because all the doorknobs in this house suck and they all need to be replaced.
I can help you with that.
Actually, I need new doors. Actually,
I can also help you with that.
you can frame a door.
No, I can help you go to Home Depot and load it into my pickup truck.
Yeah, that's not what I need. I need the doors reframed.
So the crew of the Enterprise make short, do really short effort on getting away those crazy lunatics. They all phasered, by the way, and they do find Kirk's brother Sam, or what I would also like to say, they find Mustache Kirk dead on the floor. And unfortunately, he gave too many mustache rides.
Oh,
You went for the low ball. Oh,
what a way to go.
Oh.
Raise your
Jealous.
hand if you thought that this was going to be the legacy of Sam Kirk that we would encounter in Strange New Worlds.
I'm not surprised.
For the listeners, there are no hands raised.
Unfortunately, we looked this up when we first encountered Sam, if I remember correctly.
Well, we looked it up insofar that we knew that he would be dead. I did not. I didn't expect it to be.
I saw the picture of a dead Kirk with a mustache.
No, I saw that picture too. I didn't expect that to be literally all there was.
So, here's what.
I see what you mean.
Here's what I think happened. I have a theory based on what we know about Sam Kirk from Strange New World Season 1. Here's what I think happened. Sam Kirk saw the parasite, thought it was a piece of chicken, decided to put it into a sandwich, tried to eat it, he died. That is what happened to Sam Kirk. Because he is not smart.
See, I feel like that would have been better if we just called him jellyfish and he thought it was jelly.
Anyway, so what happened in the episode?
So we find Mustache Kirk dead on the floor, but his wife and his son are okay. Well, in the sense that they're both passed out, not really responsive. So if that's your definition of okay, then they're doing swell. Nope. Nobody took that. Nope. Nobody agrees that's okay. Okay. That's just me. Got it. Understand. So yeah, they get the peeps out of there and try to get them away. But that's not all that happens. So they actually start looking around for what in the freak is going on this planet, and they come across the chicken cutlet. It's kind of like posted on that wall and then in the ceiling, and it's in the dark because they got to stay cool in the shady, right?
Somebody like literally took chicken cutlets, pounded them flat, and then threw them at walls, hoping they would stick.
That's honestly probably the best way I can describe this one.
Yeah.
It is not attractive.
I mean, this is also the same crew that took a Pomeranian and glued extra wigs to it to make it look like an alien.
In a horn.
That poor
Didn't
dog.
it have like a unicorn horn?
That poor dog.
Yep. I think I remember calling it a unicorn dog at one point.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Kirk and McCoy beam back up with Sam's kid, Peter, and I don't know his wife's name. Arlene? That sounds right. Well, they beam up board, make sure things are going good. And they then beam bound. Spock, of course, is unfortunately attacked by the chicken cutlet. He unfortunately then suffers a severe case of food poisoning. That's a serious illness, folks. Please make sure you cook your chicken,
but do not
to
wash
the proper
it.
temperature.
Do not wash your chicken.
No. Just you don't want to get it wet. Just keep it nice, moist, and make sure you fully cook it though.
I'm speaking directly to our friend Wayne right now. Do not wash your chicken.
You can clean the chicken. I'm not doing this with you guys. You guys can clean chicken. You use vinegar. You clean chicken.
Well, no. The reason why you don't do it is because it actually is more likely to spread germs at a greater distance around your kitchen when you wash it.
Right. Do you not clean your kitchen?
So what you're telling me is you clean your kitchen immediately after washing your chicken?
No, I have a stainless steel sink. How are you?
Stainless steel doesn't mean germ free.
That's not what I heard. That's not what they sold me as.
So the particles go further away by the spray of the water, and it is more likely to go around your kitchen, like on the walls and everything.
You put the chicken in a bowl. You pour the vinegar over the chicken.
Why would you use vinegar? Hold on. Are you making a marinade or are you cleaning it? Because they're two very different things.
You're cleaning the chicken.
Why are you using vinegar and a lemon?
To clean the chicken.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. Chicken blood?
Just cook it. There's no blood. There's no blood. Just cook it.
Listen, my wife is not from this country originally. My wife is Haitian. If I go to
my wife doesn't do that.
Is your wife Haitian?
She's not from this country.
Right. Okay, great. Listen. They eat raw fish. All I'm saying.
That's fair. My wife does eat raw fish.
Right. They eat raw fish.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
Some raw fish is. But you know what? I can't do this with you right now. When I see you in person, I'm busy during Christmas.
Did I ever tell you I had whale while I was there one time?
I can't do this with you right now. I can't do this
It was surprisingly horrible.
I can't.
It was really horrible. I can assure you don't ever want to try it.
Majeed, I would like to direct you to our chat room where I just copied and pasted a Google search.
Does this mean Drew gets a demerit?
I can't give Drew a demerit because he's exempt because he lives in the same state as me. And he lives in the same time zone as me. You, my friend, don't.
I live in the same time zone. So we go back to the crew of the Enterprise, and you know what? We get a little treat. We get Nurse Chapel, and she's helping out McCoy on the Enterprise. And, honestly, I was kind of surprised. I didn't really expect to see Chapel again.
Yeah.
It was a nice little treat. The original NC, it was great.
She shows up through various episodes throughout the entire run, and then she is in some of the movies too, I believe.
She is.
Or maybe I'm thinking of
Well, her voice is everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to think. I could have sworn. Oh, who's the other one? Yeoman Rand. Rand is in a couple of movies. That's what
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
I definitely remember Rand.
speaking of Yaman, can I just say that I saw Yaman, I think her name is Zara, and I think I love her.
So you're saying Yeoman. Do you mean Yeoman?
What did I say?
Yeoman.
What did you say?
Yeoman.
They sound exactly the same to me. Anywho, Yeoman Zara. I think I love her. She showed up for like 5 minutes in the episode as a red shirt.
Who?
She's the one that didn't die. She's a red shirt that didn't die. The only female red shirt that was sent down.
Oh, in this episode.
In this episode, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I think I love her.
She was a fairly attractive individual, I believe.
She's a model. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if she's still alive, but she's still alive. She's 80 years old now, but she was a model. Don't ask me how I know this. Don't ask me how much research I did into this. Just know that I figured this information out.
So Majeed stayed up all last night looking and stalking this
That's
woman.
impossible.
This
I
is
watched
why-
the episode 5 minutes ago.
This is why it took him up until like 5 minutes ago to finish the episode.
Right.
He was like pausing it. It was like, oh man,
Right.
that's a good looking lady. I got to go find out who she is.
Back and to the left.
So,
Back and to the left. Enhance.
the Paramount Plus has commercials on my level, so I had time.
So, anyways, back on the Enterprise. I swear to God, I have no idea where I left off, folks. So, I'm just gonna skip over here.
Well, we saw Nurse Chapel. We left off.
We
with
saw
Chapel.
Nurse Chapel. Yeah, that was a treat.
There we
You called
go.
her a treat.
McCoy explains to Kirk that Yeah, I don't really understand this part. So, Sam's wife is got some sort of chicken cutlet on her shoulders, so they remove it, and then they're kind of really stumped on what to do next. Spock recovers enough to a point where he kind of goes a little bonkers and just kind of rushes on out of the sickbay. I have to admit, our sick bay on TOS kind of sucks when it comes to keeping people in there.
They're really bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not like the first time. This has got to be like the 5th or 6th time we've seen it this season.
Yeah.
At least.
By the way, just really quick, because we're talking about downgrades, the Enterprise is going to get a retrofit before TOS, right? Like between Strange New Worlds and TOS, there's going to be a retrofit. Like they're going to downgrade this ship heavily, right? This has to be explained.
You're talking about like in relation to the new show and the old show?
Yeah. Like the Enterprise and
no,
what?
There's not going to be. No, man. No.
Uh.
There's just a few things that we're going to have to reconcile on our own because 55 years have passed. And this is one of them.
So anyways,
I'm sorry.
Spock's goal is to take the ship out of orbit, throwing Sulu aside from the helm. That was a little manhandling right there. From previous episodes, Spock can pretty much manhandle anybody.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You said manhandle.
Nothing.
You say manhandle, and you use that term deliberately. But he's not a man. He's a Vulcan.
I use it. I use it for you, Majeed.
By the way,
to make sure you can understand.
He tried to Vulcan sleeper hold Kirk. I'm not sure if you saw that.
He did.
Yeah.
He did try to do that. Unfortunately, didn't really go so well for him. However, Chapel arrives, kind of makes that guy pass the heck out with a tranquilizer. Kudos to her. She helps saves the day, and with that fast thinking, which McCoy should have done in the beginning, but just reasons.
Space Xanax.
So after everybody brings Spock back to the sick bay, they kind of go through the whole wonderful thing of trying to, hey, are you okay? Spock's clearly in pain. He's trying to fight through the something that's attacking him. What the hell am I talking about?
Chicken parasite.
Chicken parasite. There you go.
The food poisoning.
Yeah, the food poisoning. He's trying to fight through the food poisoning. By the way, if you've ever fought through food poisoning, man, that does not go well on your stomach. I can tell you that much. It does happen sometimes when you eat the raw fish, Majeed.
Or you splatter chicken guts all over your kitchen.
True point. True point. Right there.
Cross contamination.
Right.
Why'd you sing it?
I just wanted to give you something to think about when you're washing your chicken later.
Carry on.
Anyways, Spock conquers through his pain and breaks out of sickbay again. So like two times in one episode.
At least they restrained him this time.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Bones is a shitty doctor.
Whoa there. I don't really have a comeback other than whoa there. So
I would say that he's not a shitty doctor. I would say that he's a shitty security guard. And I would remind you that, damn it, Majeed, he's a doctor, not a security guard.
Well, listen, Spock tries to go back to the planet. And Scotty's like, yeah, that's not happening. I'm not going to beam you down to the planet. I mean, I guess technically Scotty only beams people up, but
it's a two-way beam.
Like, what do you do here exactly? I beam people up from the planets. Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, Spock's logic is that he is the one who can truly go down and get the parasite chicken cutlet and to overcome the food poisoning. Kirk is convinced for some odd reason. I don't really understand why, actually. Spock's like, because I can do it. And Kirk's like, good enough for me, man. Good enough for me. And he's down on the planet, reasons, right? So Spock is attacked again by colonists almost immediately after beaming down because, they're all freaking nuts down there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spock's able to incapacitate the men with, some sleeper holds and Vulcan nerve pinches, right? And so he's just like, you're down, you're down, you're down. And, Spock is able to go ahead and find his way to a creature and bring it on the ship, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool. Because I told him checking out with that. And honestly, to me, it was a whole big blur. I wasn't really sure if he actually accomplished it, but all I do know is that they had a giant chicken cutlet in the jar there, and they were kind of cooking it. And I wasn't sure where that came from. So, gentlemen, thank you for double checking me on that one.
Chicken cutlet in a jar, and they were cooking it. You are leaning so hard into the chicken cutlet. It's so funny to me. You're leaning so hard. I love you.
Now, before they can go ahead and rotisserie that piece of chicken there, they kind of run some tests. They're trying to figure out what the heck's going on. They finally realize, oh my God, the sun. When that guy was flying into the sun, he's like, I'm free, and then blew up and, died. They're like, hey, there's something about the sun, either the heat or the light or something.
Ultraviolet radiation.
Well, no. Well, okay, yes, but no, they didn't figure that out until after they blinded Spock. They put him in a room, and he's like, hey, I can take it.
And he just closed his eyes.
And then he's like, well, I can't see.
That's a malpractice suit. I know a good lawyer.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, Spock and McCoy kind of go back to Kirk. Surprisingly, Spock doesn't knock over any vases or trips over on anything, which would have been kind of hysterically unfunny, I guess you should say, because it's not funny to make fun of people. I'm gonna get canceled, aren't I?
You are on that track, baby.
100%.
Yeah. You give me your Twitter account, you're definitely canceled.
Okay. Well, Spock kind of requests to beam down, taking Peter, which is Sam's son, down to the planet before it's destroyed. Kirk denies it. Kirk kind of posts the key. It must lie in some sort of exploring the properties of the sun, because the sun blinded Spock and saved them, right? That's the whole thing, right? Oh, wait, we kind of skipped over a few things there. But yeah, there was back and forth, and then we got to the blinding of Spock, and that's when they kind of figured out it's ultraviolet light that actually kills these parasites.
Right.
So, Spock didn't have to get blinded. They used the ultraviolet radiation to give everybody a bad sunburn.
More or less.
That's what happens.
Essentially. And then they saved the planet.
Hooray!
The planet's not needed to be destroyed, and Spock's blind forever now, and the end.
Yeah, Kirk was really sad.
Oh wait, he I forgot. He has an inner eyelid, so Spock's protected. It's not blinded. It was only temporary, and apparently he's got really good hearing because he made a jab at McCoy when McCoy's like, "I'm so sad."
Of course, he has good hearing. Have you seen his ears? It's obvious.
To sum up this episode, the crew is attacked by Chicken Cutlet.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk really should just grow a mustache and call himself Sam. And I honestly don't really know what happened to Peter. I know he's an orphan now because both his mom and dad are dead. And so if anybody wants to adopt Peter, please give us a call at 1-800 I don't care.
So Peter's like probably a grown man by now. Just going to put it out there. I'm not adopting a grown man. Also, there's a good chance that Kirk killed him by hitting the wrong button on the console and eject him out in space.
That's a very, very fair point. Gentlemen, how did you like our season finale?
I liked it so much that I'm so excited to get into season 2. Is that really an answer?
So is that
all right.
Is it so much that you want to talk about it and then get into season 2, or more of just like, let's just watch season 2 right now?
I like this episode and I would like to talk about it, but I'm also excited for what's to come with season 2. But, this is just a means to get there. Does that make sense?
Got it. Makes sense.
All right.
Makes sense. Drew, how about you, man?
I watched it last week. And I enjoyed it. It was fine. It was a little like nonsensical. I kind of had to suspend my disbelief with the chicken cutlets on the strings, although they kind of looked a little bit more like jellyfish or like, those fake like poop props that people, like leave on chairs.
Or a fake vomit.
Yeah. Fake vomit. It's like they took a bunch of those and just painted them different colors and then attached them to the fishing line.
I was thinking it was a fried egg. It was a fried egg over medium. And they used that. Yeah.
Nice.
And Shatner still ate them afterwards because he needs his protein.
Yeah.
It's so horrible.
There was a lot of stuff that just seemed like it was very convenient for the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like I kind of was disappointed to your point, Drew, is like Sam was just like, I have a brother. He's dead also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Like I knew Sam was going to die, but I thought that like there would be some sort of a climax to that, like
instead of him just being already dead.
And just, instead of us like finding out about him and then watching him die within, the span of 5 minutes.
What if Sam's son killed him?
That would have been way more exciting.
It was really Sam's son who killed Sam, and then like the aliens took over. So Sam's son Peter's on the clear.
Son of Sam Killer. That's where it comes from.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. God, what an episode though. Why? I wonder what the creative decision, like who decided, let's just put a mustache on Shatner and have him play his own brother.
I'm pretty sure his salary has a big contributing factor where they're just like, we can't afford anybody. So Kirk, we're already paying you enough. Let's just have you do it.
Well, I mean, it could be a number of things, right? I mean, you're thinking like, oh man, maybe there's nobody good looking enough as an actor that can play my brother. Like, I wonder if that was a conversation. My mind is racing on this one.
So Shatner is like that. Is like, hey, I've got such a big ego. That's how it's gonna roll.
Yeah, I think what really happened was they ran out of money to pay another actor, and they just put a mustache on him and said, "We're not giving you double your rate."
What if Shatner showed up drunk and passed out on set with a mustache on? They just decided to film it.
I mean,
Yeah, he hadn't shaved for a week.
So many theories. I would like to know though. So if anybody happens to know that story, please at me at whatever Brad's Twitter page is. I'll be there.
I don't even know what my Twitter handle is, man.
Well, I can tell you what it's gonna be after I change it.
what'd you think of the concept of the story?
You know, I think it was a little bit of a letdown. And I say that because, like, thinking about how they're like, oh, there's this giant destructive path that's going from like colony to colony. And then you get to the colony that's like, it's currently impacting. And it's just these blob monster type things.
Yeah.
And they're not like running around or anything. And there's really not like the colonists, like a lot of them, they're trying to attack them or anything. It's just, they're there and they exist.
Yeah. I would have liked to see a little more fallout with Sam's death. You know, it's a letdown, especially the first time we see Sam and Jim interact in Strange New Worlds at they were in the season finale. They hug, right? That means that, you know, those two as a sibling pair who look nothing alike love each other. So for Jim not to react in an emotional way, does that mean that they had a falling out? And he's like, all right, he's just dead now. Guess I'll raise this kid as my own.
He reacted emotionally when it first happened, but then it's just like, then they're like, nope, not going to talk about it.
Here's the thing. Kirk is first and foremost the captain of a starship, and there's dead people on this planet, and he needs to figure out why. And his job, his mission is to solve this problem. So he's swallowing his emotions and putting aside his grief to be the captain, because his ship needs that stoic military figure right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that we'll see time and time again throughout Star Trek.
So I would like to offer a counterpoint to you. And I want to blow your mind real quick.
Oh boy.
City on the Edge of Tomorrow. Or a City on the Edge of Forever.
If you're going to be on a Star Trek podcast, you have to promise me you're going to at least attempt to get the names of the episodes right.
I did. I got like 95% of it right. Unlike the file name that I saved it as, which was City on the Edge of Drew's Backyard. Anyway, so during City on the Edge of Forever, when Jim's love interest died, he showed more anguish and heartbreak over her dying or him having to let her die than he showed for Sam.
Well, the episode was about that relationship. The entire episode kind of hinged on whether or not he fell in love with her. This episode, like, Sam Kirk could have just as easily not even been in it.
That's fair.
And nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
I don't know why they felt compelled to put his brother in this episode. It didn't add anything. It only took away.
God, I really wish Shatner didn't block us on Twitter. I would like to find out.
Did he block us?
I mean, by the time this episode airs and I have access to Brad's Twitter page, he might have.
Fair.
I feel like this is one of those situations where we've come across previously, and I don't remember which episode it was, but like they'll throw in these like little blurbs to make a little bit seem a little bit more important than it actually is. And then they don't really reference or go back to it, or they don't really address it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately a time and time again, like, thing that they tend to do in TOS. At least it seems to be consistent with some of the previous episodes. And it's like, hey, you know what, whatever.
Right.
They're just doing it for like that one moment, and then there you go.
You mean like when they travel back in time for 3 days?
Yeah, like that maybe.
Yeah.
It's was it like red herring, where it's just like a fake little ploy to indicate how the story's gonna go, and then they never reference it again.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Red herrings. Would you say red earrings?
Red herring.
Yeah, sure.
I'm guessing you've never heard of the term.
I've heard of MacGuffin.
I don't think those are the same thing.
No, they're not. At least I don't think so. MacGuffin is like the object of interest.
Yeah, that's not even close. A red herring is an item that seems like it should be the object of interest, but it's just there to throw you off the trail.
Like the what's a good example of that? Maybe Indiana Jones's son in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? No, because nobody desired Shia LaBeouf. You know what? I'll get back to this. I'll revisit this on my
You
own.
work on that.
Just think of it as just something is misleading. That's the probably best way.
Yeah, it's a misdirection.
Yeah. This is one of those examples where I didn't know that.
Whoa. Well, this wasn't me telling you for the listeners.
No. I didn't know that. Like normally it's like, oh yeah, no, I know this, but the rest of our listeners need to know this. So, this one's for me.
Glad to help you out.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys totally not laughing at me right now.
It was tempted.
I
was really tempted.
You're welcome, Majeed.
This is why I hide my feelings. This is why I go to the gym and get muscles, because I want to hide my feelings in them. And when I have more feelings, I just get bigger muscles. That's how it works. Anywho,
Where else do we go with this episode?
the Saturday morning cartoon resolution with Spock's eyesight pissed me off.
Yes.
Oh, the hey, I have second eyelids that protect all Vulcans, and then therefore doesn't actually do anything. Essentially like a act of God.
Right. That was dumb.
Yeah.
And
convenient writing.
They could have just been like, okay, he recovered. There you go.
Right. I mean, it's fine because we've encountered this sort of thing again too. He is an alien species.
Yeah.
To human. So
yeah.
Convenient, but I'll allow it.
It would have been nice if some red shirts died, like they beamed down to the planet.
You're the savage. You're the one that wants all the red shirts to die.
I've read books. Was it John Scalzi that wrote Red Shirts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I love that book, by the way. I love
Great
that book. I hate the ending. Like, I love everything up to the last. Like, I love it up to the ending.
The third act is weird.
Yeah. And Will Wheaton, oh God, the hardest working man in Audible. Give that man every single John Scalzi book, please. But with that book, it just pointed out that everyone on Star Trek who wears a red shirt is sentenced to die. That's it. So in my mind, and because of Futurama, I expected that once they beam down to the planet and they're getting attacked, Kirk is like, protect me. And the red shirts just block his path. And by the time the attackers get to Kirk, they're exhausted because they've killed so many red shirts.
Is there no satisfying your lust for blood with these red shirts?
Just an observation here. In the past several episodes, there have been less red shirts who've died in comparison to what Majeed's like, I thought a red shirt was going to die.
There have been, Brad, there have been less red shirts dying and more clamoring for death by red shirts from Majeed. There is a correlation with these two things. The fewer red shirts that die, the more Majeed angers about it and wants the red shirts to die more. It's like there's just no satisfying this man's lust for blood.
Clearly. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, Hulk. You can calm down.
There's two things I love in this world about science fiction properties. One is the promise that red shirts will die at the hand of James T. Kirk. And two, stormtroopers will die at the hands of any Jedi and or Han Solo. Like, these are the two things I love about my Star properties, my Star Trek. And Star Wars.
I was listening to a podcast or I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and they were talking about how in video games, you get the main antagonist like Nathan Drake, and if you think about it, he's essentially a serial killer.
Yeah,
just killing all those guys, and he's a sociopath apparently too, because he has no regret afterwards. Yeah. There's no PTSD, nothing like that. So in truth, these heroes that we say they're heroes are just, quite frankly, murderers.
Thanks. Next time I play Uncharted.
In this case, Kirk isn't a murderer because he is technically not the person who is killing them. He is just a captain and giving them directions. So unfortunately, those types of deaths happen in the line of duty, and that's unfortunately a part of service.
That's correct. They know what they're signing up for. They're making the ultimate sacrifice
to get ejected out of the freaking airlock.
Correct.
So also, Kirk had an option to kill everyone on the planet. He's like, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to hit that nuclear football. I don't want to do it. Give me 3 seconds. I'll do it. I don't want to do it. I'll do it. Fingers on the button.
But he didn't do it.
He did not do it.
He didn't do it. I think he wanted to do it. He was kind of pissed off at the end.
There's just a lot of accusation
about Kirk.
About Kirk, yeah, from the other side of Connecticut right now.
Oh, Frank's is not here though. Also,
I'm sure
Frank's can't defend you. He can't go against my opinion when this guy was like, "Oh, Anakin killed all the younglings." Ooh, sorry. You know, Star Wars. Frank's was okay with that.
What is that? You said something worse
about the younglings?
InfoWars?
Oh, right. Right. So if I say Jedi, what's the word that comes into your mind?
Parking space?
The farthest thing from Jedi. You could have said nomad. You could have said homeless. Oh, goodness. He said parking lot. What? All right. I'm sorry. I think I've talked to you enough about what I liked about the episode. I even gave you some of the things I didn't like about the episode. I don't know what you guys hated about the episode though.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine. Like, I don't know. There just wasn't anything like redeeming about it. There wasn't anything particularly offensive, but there just wasn't anything like redeeming either. Does that make sense?
A lot of the episode to me didn't make sense. Like, it just was, I understood why things occurred. It just was, to me, poor writing. I'm sorry. To me, that's kind of how I felt.
Can we talk about the title? Like, I know you were making jokes about the Operation Annihilation before, but what the heck are they trying to say with the title? What is the operation? Who's doing the annihilating?
So under the assumption that the operation is what the crew of the Enterprise is on, and the annihilation is the chicken cutlet, and they need to identify who is annihilating.
What if the chicken cutlet is the one that's doing the annihilating? What if it's their operation? These are the questions that I have. These are the questions that keep me up at night.
Your cats keep you up at night.
They like their chicken cutlet.
You know, Majeed has an answer for you.
Yes.
Oh, you meant now? Oh. So it's actually Operation Annihilate, not Operation Annihilation. Drew, if you're going to be on a Star Trek podcast, it would be nice to know if you got the episode title correct. I was
referencing Brad.
He was referring to what I was saying.
Defend me.
Shut up, Brad. You have a demerit now.
Yes. One final one.
We are so much closer to us watching the movies now. We only have like 2 more episodes that we watch the movies. Seasons. Seasons.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited to get over this first season. We had some side quests along the way, but we finally did it, man. We're at the last episode of the season.
Well, we do have another side quest coming up shortly, but
that's a good side quest.
Let's hope it's a good side quest. Shall we? You guys have anything else that you want to talk about with this episode, or shall we score it?
Let's go ahead and score it, and we can continue some conversation.
All right, let's start with Majeed.
What? Are you upset, Brad?
Well, he said he started with let's start with Majeed. That's kind of how it went, and I was like, really? I got passed over for Majeed? I see how this goes.
Well, I mean, it was either getting passed over for Majeed or for myself.
That's fair. All right, Majeed, you can go.
Wait, hang on.
Remember, make sure you give a reason when you give before you give your score.
And make sure it's a solid score.
Yeah. No phasers or warp drives.
Too many notes. I give this episode 2 thumbs up. I love this episode. So I don't know what I expected of this episode. I'm not sure if you guys do this, but I'll see the name of the episode, but I will not read the synopsis or the tagline or the preview. I'm basing my headcanon only off the title. So I didn't know what to expect. So going into it, I was pleasantly surprised. And
what was your headcanon with the title?
Kirk murders everybody.
Annihilation of all the red shirts.
Yeah, red shirts, blue shirts. Season finale. I expected some type of war. I expected some type of cliffhanger. Because I think around this time in when did this episode air? 1966? After the moon landing?
67.
I was close. Oh, so close. No, I don't think cliffhangers in seasons were out yet. I think Dallas started that, right? We talked about this before. But anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, even with that, like it wasn't like widespread.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I expected, I don't know, something to get killed. I expected the ship to blow up. I expected the ship to get damaged. I don't know. Seeing Sam Kirk there was a surprise, even though I knew he was going to show up eventually. I forgot when. But no, I just, it was a really solid episode for me. And I would, based on all my criticisms, I would still give this thing an 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Brad, you're up.
Majeed, that's a score, man. You really going high there.
I don't need your praise.
Can you get another demerit for me?
Just give me your score, buddy.
All right. So going through the whole episode, right from the beginning, so there was some sort of anticipation of like some sort of thing, going from colony to colony, wiping out colonies, destroying and being destructive. And, we find out Kirk's brother's there. There's mystery and like, hey, this is kind of exciting. His brother's dead. The son and his wife are kind of, incapacitated. And then we get the chicken cutlet. I don't know. It felt like a bit of a letdown after that moment of when when we switched over and we did the reveal of that enemy that they're going to be dealing with for the episode, it just felt let down from there on in. It was a lot of convenient plot points. Spock not being able to be impacted, and then Spock's the only one that could go down to the planet to get the the sample of the species. One thing after another that kind of just felt very convenient. I mean, the solution it was nice how they did that, because it was them starting with the episode with like the guy in the shuttlecraft saying like, "Oh, I'm free," and then it blew up, and they kind of like went back to that part, and like that made sense. But there was a lot more that didn't really make sense in my mind, or at least was just very poor writing or lazy writing, and maybe in that sense. I would have to say though, I'm closer to I'm at a 5 for this episode.
Ooh.
I'm kind of in between you guys. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It just seemed like there was. It seems like they had an idea, and then they just kind of lost sight of it, lost track of it. The stuff with the colonists being angry, which ultimately, they were trying to, I guess, scare them away from the planet or something. I don't know. It was a little unclear. Sam Kirk being already dead and having zero purpose for being there. All the stuff with Spock, it was fine. I don't have anything serious against this episode, but I also don't have anything really positive to say about it either. I don't think I would turn it off, but I wouldn't ever choose to watch it. So I'm gonna go with I feel like a 7 is too high, but a 6 is too low. I'm gonna do a 6.5.
I'll allow it.
Why, thank you. Anything else that you guys want to bring up regarding this, or anything else?
I need to know about Shatner playing Sam Kirk. I need to know.
There's a note in Memory Alpha about him wearing the fake mustache and being Sam Kirk.
Yeah, but that's it though. I want to know deets. I need to know why him. I don't know, man. It's not enough for me. It's not enough.
The body of Sam Kirk was played by William Shatner, wearing a false mustache and a different hairstyle. That's it.
I know. I crave more. I need more. I yearn for more.
Well, maybe there's some books that we can find for you.
I'm too lazy for that. I mean, I'm just gonna ask.
What if Will Wheaton reads them?
Man, Will Wheaton. Listen, Will Wheaton. I put the book speed when I listened to Audible. I put the playback speed at 1.65, and for me, I can keep up with it, and it sounds like a natural conversational tone. Will Wheaton, at that speed, it's just right, and he has this quirky, kind of sarcastic tone to literally every single character he's reading. It can get kind of old sometimes, but it's also like a breath of fresh air, and I love it. That's my second or third Will Wheaton rant in a week. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So shall we start with Strange New Worlds, gentlemen?
Yeah, well, I haven't watched the episode yet for season 2.
Let's see.
That's not out yet.
Oh, I know. I just want to, let you know I haven't seen it yet.
All right, guys. So season 1 is in the books. But before we move on to season 2, we got to cover Strange New Worlds, and we have to recap season 1. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're not done yet. We got way more season 1 to talk about. Well, just one more season 1. But all of it at the same time.
And then when all that's all said and done, we can watch the movies.
No! That's not how that works at all.
Thanks, Brad. You tried.
That's
one more demerit for you.
Wait, what?
Don't ask how the math works. Just accept it.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Love you.
Later.
I love you guys.
Thanks for listening to yet another Star Trek podcast. We are a part of the Retro Sessions Network. This episode was recorded on May 30th, 2023, hosted by Brad, Drew, and Majeed. Drew edited the episode, Brad took care of our synopsis, and Majeed is in charge of the social media. Also like to thank George Ratau for coming up with wonderful artwork for our podcast. He made us look like the characters from Lower Decks. You can hire him on Fiverr. There's a link for that in the show notes. I'd also like to thank William Grobelar for writing the wonderful theme songs that we use in our podcasts. Warp Speed, To the Stars. You can check him out on SoundCloud. There's a link in the show notes for that as well. We also have more links in our show notes, like a link to our website, our Twitter page, our Discord room. We don't have any recipes for chicken in any of those things, but if you'd like to follow along, check us out at Yet Another ST Pod, or hit up our website, yetanothersTpod.com. Of course, we have a YouTube, TikTok, everything you can think of. Links everywhere in the show notes. Check them out. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.